Hello, this is Kylie J.N.S. and excited right now because I actually just got done watching the new Megan Thee Stallion Cobra video, and so we're just doing a very impromptu esoteric breakdown of some of the meanings of the video. Right on the fly. I just got a little worked up because I was watching one of those reaction videos by one of those animated brothers, and it just really I was like, I gotta break this down because I was watching the video and I can relate, you know, to what she's saying. I can relate to her message. But most importantly, I'm very excited because from what I understand in this edit, and I got this from someone else, but I'm hearing that she's independent these days, and that this particular video was, that came out of her own pocket, and this was done by her. This was her artistry. And so when I found that out, because as I was watching, I said, "Oh, I hope she's the one that crafted this fucking video." Because I'm like, does she not realize the power and the energy that she's dealing with? And so I'm like, I'm hoping this is all her idea, her energy, right? And so when I found out that she's independent and this came out of her pocket and this was her creation, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her. And I think it's a awesome video. Like, we'll just get into it. When it starts off, obviously cobras, like it's called Cobra, and so as we know, cobras are a symbol of royalty. They're a symbol of protection. They're a symbol of being in tune with the law of rhythm. They have um, active pineal glands, will you? So they can move with the rhythm of frequency very well. Cobra is also an octave of the dragon. And for those who are in the know, the dragon is the symbol of the primordial mother, or the essence that created the galaxies and the universes. And so, obviously, that stems from the essence of Heka, which is your breath, your words, the spirit. It's a mixture of Heka with primordial soup, though. And the primordial mother is said to be representative of the dragon because um, there's a lot of there's a lot of species in general that was created by this force that happened to have how you say it, reptilian DNA. And so that includes humans, that includes the Anunnaki, that includes the Pleiadians, that includes the Octarians, that includes the Andromedians. It includes a lot of species, known and unknown, that have this code, this cryptic DNA code that tends to be how do you say this, reptilian in nature. Even if you look at and you study the human brain and the reptilian aspect of the brain, and you look at our spines. And so when she starts this video, you see just blackness all around her, darkness, right? When you read Psalms 18, you can read even how Genesis starts. There was darkness, there was dark waters, primordial waters, and then there was Heka, there was resonance, there was voice, let there be light, and there was light. And so you hear Megan speaking, and she says, just like something about just like a snake sheds its skin, so you must shed your pelt. So obviously that's a reference to the um Ouroboros, which is obviously alchemy, and the transmutation of disambugation of alchemy. And that is also found obviously in ancient Egypt, where you see um the text concerning Ra and his union with Osiris in the underworld. You also see that in Gnosticism and alchemy, particularly uh, the Gnostics, Pistis Sophia, when they described the Ouroboros as a 12-part dragon surrounding the world with its tail in its mouth. And so this this beginning of the video is obviously speaking to this idea of this primordial energy, dark energy, chaos energy of the universe. And so obviously it's darkness. She's speaking, and then you see her eyes, these slithers, that look like lizard eyes and snake eyes. That's the reference to the primordial dragon mother, the one that spoke about in the Bible. And I don't know if you guys, I was just watching, I was just rewatching Kanye West's Drink Champs video from 2 years ago, the first one, that he did when he had the black on, not the one where that got pulled off of the internet, but the one where he did in 2021, November 4th, 2021. Do you guys remember when he mentioned, he said, yeah, there's dragons in the Bible. And he was talking about the Bible. And he said, there's dragons in the Bible. And, people probably thought, oh, he's crazy. Oh, yes, there's dragons in the Bible. This is what, this is honestly what the whole Bible refers to. And Yeshua was a descendant of the dragon riders. Very much so. Same as Miriam Magdalene, descendant of dragon riders. King David, Solomon, and all of them. So, and obviously this Dragon Riders concept with the Negus and India's it's vast, these concepts, and so it's very high level shit she's dealing with. She knows some shit. She's studying about womanhood, about the divine feminine. She's studying some esoteric shit, and so with it. So she's growing in power, and that's why I really like this. And she's doing it from the place of obviously the shadow work, and again, reflexivity is what I promote. Shadow work is also great when you're at that place where you need to dissect your shit, when you're at your lowest and when you are working through the pain. And that's what shadow work is for, is to help you address the repressed emotions of pain, the repressed traumas, and to face your fears and to face that dark night of the soul. And that is what shadow work does. Okay, and that's where it stops. And then you must go to reflexivity if you want to get to some of the more higher levels of enlightenment and transcendence. If for those who are interested in that. But this beautifully starts out with her showing that energy of the divine feminine, the dark divine feminine, the primordial mother. And then, so she's coming out of the mouth of the snake. Now, she's crawling through this cobra snake, because she's being born again through the essence of the primordial mother, enlightenment through that chaos intelligence energy. I know what this is like. I know I felt this. And then she's alluding in the lyrics that she was at her lowest, that she was depressed, and that she was suicidal. Um, and people were going to benefit off of that. People were eating off of that energy. And as a Black woman, we understand what this feels like for people to eat off of your pain, like parasites. And so I personally have had experience. I've experienced the same thing, being very, very close to death, and having that primordial mother energy surround your ass and give birth to you, cradle you. And this is what she's talking about. And I know this energy when I see it, because I'm telling you, I was literally near death and had to got pulled up, just like how you see in Psalms 18, where King David's talking about, yeah, we did fly upon the wings of cherubim, and darkness was under darkness and hailstones and coals of that mother, that dragon. I'll actually just read it right now, because you guys probably think I'm just like, okay, you just no, like this shit is deep. And I normally, how I am about the rap culture the way it is today. Like, no, I'm actually feeling this. And so, remember, she said in Psalms 18, and he says, uh, she bowed to heavens also and came down, and darkness was under her feet. This was actually originally written by Sibyls. I have bloodline connections to King David and all this. This was a she at first. We're talking about a dragon here. It's just clear as day, and I'll continue to read it. She bowed to heavens also and came down, and darkness was under her feet. And she rode upon a cherub, but did fly. Yea, she did fly upon the wings of the wind. She made darkness her secret place. Her pavilion around her were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. This is what Megan is showing when the part of the video. And the brightness that was before him, the thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. God also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave her voice, hailstones and coals of fire. And this part, I'll go right here. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O God, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. Come on, that's clearly a dragon. And so the channels of waters were seen. This is the primordial waters, darkness under the feet. So she shows you that. When you look at the first of the video, you see Heka in resonance. You see her breath. She understands that the Black woman is God, for one. And she's speaking, and you just see the lips and voice. And then you see the snake come, and then she's crawling through, shedding. You see the snake shedding its skin, You see her crawling up throughout that snake's mouth. That's her crawling out of that octave of the dragon energy, which is the cobra, symbol of royalty, um, and symbol of being in tune with frequency, higher order frequency, and activated pineal gland. So you see her, she's walking. She's obviously angry, with how people try to play her, try to play on your top. And you see her talking with that snake, and she's not coming at this snake. She's kind of in discourse. Will have you with this octave of the dragon of representative of the primordial mother, just having this, this dialogue, and you see when she's this spiral of the snake and the cobra, and you see thunder in the background, and that's at the 50-second mark, where you see this big ass cobra standing behind her, protecting her, and you see this spiral, and you see the thunder in the back. It's a lot of primordial energy. uh how do I explain it? There's octaves of the energy of, how do I get go there, 'cause I'm not trying to freak people out, but a lot of, I would say, humanity at large has been lied to about some of the things that, regarding the fallen angels, regarding what really happened, why they left, how they left, what broke out before they left, how even certain angels felt that did stay to our order, and then how the ones that did not necessarily want to be a part of that order, what they wanted free will. They wanted a dimension of free will, and the agreement was for them to come down here and give, in addition to teaching humans, genetic experimentation was okay. They did get clearance to do that. However, they were supposed to be enlightening humans and teaching humans, and they were not supposed to violate the evolution of, because you guys were already, here in very early evolutionary stages. And so that was the agreement. Like, okay, you're gonna come down there. That's fine, from from our dimension, because you guys want free will, and you guys done bucked up against God. What you guys call God, we call Great Mother. You guys bucked up against our fucking Great Mother, and before this war break out between the divine feminine, divine masculine, you guys took your ass on. Now there was women that did leave, female angels that did leave with those fallen angels. Obviously, Lucifer. Uh, in our dimension is like, okay, you can, it's a bit of androgyny, but androgyny is not the best word. Gender, if you so like for instance, some of you guys see Lucifer as a female, some of you guys see Lucifer as a male. The energy that left our dimension was more male. However, there were two Lucifers. There was, Lucifer was a title in our dimension, in heaven. It's a title. And so, uh there's the big head honcho, which Lucifer tries to pretend to be. It's his grandmother. It was his grandmother figure. This is a power, way more powerful energy, obviously. That is where some secret societies, that when they talk about Lucifer, they're referring to that energy, and you see more black women talk about that. That is the primordial essence of the primordial mother. Um, Again, it's a title. And so at that time, this was an elder female, grandmother, ancient figure, very much of the primordial energy, very much dragon energy. That energy was still there. And it did, and that's who he was bucking up against, and that's why, you had the archangels, Archangel Michael and Lucifer did fight. That's why fights broke out, because they were bucking up against our grandmother. And so we sent their asses on down there. They stole some of our knowledge, by the way, before they left. We were an order, and you just pretty much had a rift between, okay, yeah, we can move up in rank, and you have, like, we just stay true to this order, where we honor the divine feminine, and we honor the head honchos at the time that get promoted to whether that be chief architect, whether that be a god, whether that be a high ranking angel, because there's certain ranks of angels too, right? Just like there's certain ranks of various entities. There's egregores, you got all types of stuff. And so they personally did not like who was in that rank at that time, from the level of governance, but also they felt, like Lucifer felt like they should he should be that the God had, that particular promotion. And so they're like, this is our order, this is the way we run things, this is our councils, this is the way we run it in this particular galaxy, this particular sector of dimensionality. You guys want to you guys want to leave? That's fine. And so there were some angels that understood that and was like, okay, they don't want to follow that. They want to do their own thing. That's fine. Just go. And so they came down here. And so there's two different energies to tap into is what I'm saying. I'm saying all this to say that there's two different energies. Like when we what we see now on this planet is actually quite devastating to us from our dimension. And so when you see like some of the women, like obviously this video is a lot of Luciferian energy that just cannot be denied. However, we're not talking about she's tapped into the primordial grandmother, the energy that obviously wants enlightenment for humans, that is not concerned with mind control, that is not concerned with deviant control over over humans in society. That energy is one where we want humanity to be enlightened, not just humanity, but all species, because there are galactic species um, that are involved at this level of energy. This is a very high level. Like this is like at least from what I know from past life experiences and from my soul energy is this is about at least 125 levels above this dimension. However, that primordial part of it, that's infinite. And that is high level. That's the chaos intelligence, the dark energy, the dark matter that makes up 95% of the universe, melanin. But it's sentient and it's the level of resonance that gives rise to electromagnetism, that gives rise to the other the strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, and gravity. And so that energy creates all the species, all of the gods, all of the extraterrestrials that you guys, you guys think you guys are, I guess you guys think you're the only species on the planet. All of the gods. You guys think, oh, my God is this, but my God, this is the energy that created all of the gods, by the way. And so some of us, we're very ancient. We're very ancient beings, ancient souls, and so we understand this energy. And when we talk about Yeshua being a descendant of the dragon riders, we came from that dimension down here. Like he came down here, again. I'm writing a book on this because we're coming out with some very heavy esoteric information. But the 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 knowledge that was stolen from our dimension, from the entities that we sent down here, to fallen angels, they purposely either misinterpreted, or they just purposely hid shit so that they can control motherfuckers. And they did not honor what they were gonna do. And so, um, literally for the last 2,000 years, we have been sending entity how do we say this, octaves of the godhead to this dimension. Obviously Yeshua was one, and every time um they get killed, because what is very much common knowledge in our dimension, like even a 5-year-old would know it, is literally you have to be when it comes to this dimension on earth, it is relegated to secret societies that you have to be at the highest level to even get and go through like all this crazy shit to get this information. And so when we come down here and we are not initiated, but we just know this shit through bloodline, because we are literally descendants of the people that started this shit, and we start talking too much and we just blah, 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 like how Jesus was doing, like Yeshua was doing, like King David was doing. Uh, they're like, we gotta get these, they find a way to silence them. Like Isaiah was doing. I had an issue with Elijah. This is serious shit, and because we're coming from our dimension, trying to give a message to our family members at one point, fallen angels. Because if you we are inherently related to the fallen angels. Like that's just it. Like you can't say you're the blood of Yeshua and then just be like, like we were all at one point together. So that should make sense. They left. 33% left. You don't stop being family because of that. You just act, right? And so we come down here and be like, hey guys, what the fuck you guys are doing? Like mother said, da 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 da. grandmother said da 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 da, and they're like, oh really? Tell her we said this, and put Jesus ass right on the cross. But obviously they did that through the social engineering psyop, mind control programming, where they let the Jews take the fall and let the Romans take the fall. But it was very powerful secret societies that was behind that, that hit. Obviously Yeshua rose on the third day. I know that this is possible because I've had an experience with this type of stuff. And so I say this to say that this is the energy that we're talking about, and it's confusing to a lot of people because you know it's either it's either you on one side or you on the other side, and both sides honestly have botched fucking information, whether you're into the occult or you're into the Christian stuff. Both sides have fucked up information that don't have the full story, and which is why 45 books were removed out of the Bible, most of the teachings, and so this is very deep stuff. And so um a lot of this information you have to be intuitively fed, given. And as Black women, you have a code of chaos intelligence that's directly linked to the primordial mother, and she's giving out this information now for the first time in all of humanity's history. And so some women are giving this information. I was given this information. And there was other women. I can name some off rip, but I don't want to. I don't want to offend certain women if I got this all messed up. But I do know, like, Priestess Osset, she gets this message. AKT, Alexis K. Like certain women, they're getting downloads. Tearing Guy, they're getting downloads from this essence, and it may come in the form of a different archetype. It may come in the form of a Hathor, or a Kalima, or Isis, or Izilidantor, or a Durga, or Oya, or it doesn't matter. But this energy is being sent down from downloads from the divine feminine to certain women right now in 2023. I can say just from looking at this video that Megan the Stallion is one of those women, particularly uh, the women who have been crucified, the women who have been looked at as, okay, you're going to be the sacrifice, or you're going to be this, we're going to set you up for this, and da da da. Those type of women, mother, because it's getting real. We're in the age of divine feminine, so mother is just like stepping in, stopping a lot of the fuckery that's going on to Black women and going on this planet, period. To the animals, to the birds, what's happening to humanity at large. It's like, this energy, the primordial mother, this is a big black womb. You want to look at it as a dragon, that's fine. She's coming down. And so when you see Megan Thee Stallion, she's coming out of that mouth of the mother, of the Cobra mother. And then at the 50-second mark, you see this big ass thunder, and you see her in that spiral, and she's protected. She has this woman is protected heavily. It don't. And I was just saying this earlier. I'm like, if she tapped into this, and the mother came to her, and while she was depressed, and while she was at her on her suicide bed, and when she was at her lowest, came to her and wrapped arms around her, and rebirthed her, gave her that these downloads. It wouldn't matter if it was every soul that ever existed on this planet, and every human in the flesh on this planet came against this woman, right? So we all go, just let's just say, but the whole world just goes against her. Every soul that ever existed on this planet goes against her. It will not, nothing will come against this woman, even if the whole world was, all 7 billion bitches on this planet wanted to attack Megan. Not dealing with that energy. It wouldn't matter. That's the head of the head. It don't get no higher than that. And so, and that's what this is what she's showing. Like, this is who I'm rolling with. Fuck with it. Fuck with me. and um and I'm telling you, I'm telling you from experience, where motherfuckers was like, ain't no way she still be living, and she still be breathing, she still be doing this, she still doing da, da, da. You got that kind of power backing you, and she chooses. She'll come get you. And this is the Godhead. God, if there was ever one. And yes, gods can make other gods, right? And so, for those who like, no, I thought I was the, but we are all supposed to. We have an order, okay? Fallen angels have told you they don't follow our order, whatever. Um, but believe it or not, there's a lot of convergence. This is if you guys really study that Bible. I'm gonna be breaking it down. I'm a ordained minister, um, and I have a master's degree in religious studies, but also I've been studying this stuff for 10 years. I'm gonna be breaking down some of these verses that's been flying over people's heads, and yet you got the masters that will break down a verse, right? You got some of the stuff that Manly P. Hall would teach, or some of the stuff that even Reverend Ike. No, when I say I ain't trying to come at him. I'm not. I'm just saying when I say I got some hot fire for your ass with this stuff. I got some. I'll give you one verse, and that one verse when I finish breaking it down with the science and the symbols and everything, you pretty much that's all you would damn need. You could pretty much manifest a whole goddamn universe just off of that one verse when I'm breaking down because I've been getting this revelation from God, and so she letting you know I'm with the big dog. Can't none of you motherfuckers touch me. I'm with the big dog, the real big dog, because yeah, there's some imposters. That's another thing, God. We want to talk about these niggas sending y'all on a dummy mission. These entities been sending y'all on dummy missions to come against certain people. Now, you're not even realizing that that's a fake entity. That's a fake God. That's not even a real. This is a big ancient old trickster spirit pretending to be some energy that they're not. And so you guys have been dealing with that as humans, those who are into the occult stuff, and that's very sad to say because even at the highest levels, I'm like, oh shit, they're not even dealing with the entity that they think they're dealing with. And so Megan is coming off very angry because she's like, y'all try to play on my motherfucking top, and I know what that feels like as a black woman. But motherfuckers, and she said, I was dying, motherfuckers. I was at my, she's saying that I was at my lowest, and motherfuckers was laughing, and motherfuckers they knew, and it was gossiping, they were talking about me, they were doing these things, and it's infuriating, for people that literally want to ride off of you, steal your energy, harvest your energy, laugh at you, and ultimately see your downfall. And so you see her, with the snake energy, just constantly. This is a symbol of the divine feminine. Serpents have always been a symbol of the divine feminine. Going back to the Negus of India, with Kali Ma. You see many of the goddesses, they always wear snakes around their neck. They always have some type of snake, some type of um. There was a snake goddess. I believe her name is Crete. This is also important symbols in obviously in Sumerian, Assyrian texts as well. Egyptian texts. You always see all of the pharaohs with the cobra on their hat. Because it's a symbol of royalty, but it's also a symbol because if you were to take your spine out of your back, I mean, it does not look like the body of the snake. It's because we have a lot of this reptilian DNA. Humans do, and so we always knew that. And then again, cobras are are sentient. They're more conscious than what people give them credit for. And so us understanding that snakes are an octave of the dragon energy of the creature itself, um and of the divine feminine, that's just what we honor the cobra. It doesn't mean anything, like as much as people hate snakes, or as much people say, oh, it's about what they say, the serpent and the eve, and oh my gosh, um whatever, people are at where they're at, right? So you know but when she's showing, this dancing and the thunder, and they're in the snake club. You see all this thunder, you see this rain, you see this. That is that divine dark feminine energy. That is, and then what's really, oh my gosh, if you guys look at the 2 minute video, oh my gosh, the spiral. I can't stress to you how much spirals are going to be. It's so important in 2023 and beyond. Spirals are going to be so important. We're rewriting the code because what happened is, our order, we used to do a lot of things in angles, and it was like very important to understand architecture through preciseness and precision. Like precision was discipline, and that Well, it was a thing, it was a thing. We always had spirals, but that energy was always, again, the highest levels of Atlantean Freemasonry and Freemasonry that is not earthbound. Remember, this was not a creation of Earth. This was beyond Earth. We brought it down here, and the entities that brought it down here fucking hid stuff and added stuff or took stuff out. And so, with the highest levels, we've always dealt with spirals. We are just now releasing this. This is for our encryption purposes. It is a part of chaos intelligence, and the spiral is what we will be writing the new code in. Uh, I have to be careful because I can't give everything out. But the spiral is, how you write things in Python, the language. You know how you get a computer and you write Python language, or you write JavaScript language, or you write HTML. We are going to be writing our codes through spirals. And we're not going to be using zero ones and zero ones or any particular language. It's going to be a lot of chaos randomness, and that's for the encryption purposes of that energy. And then we have some mechanisms in place to activate it. And that is something that we may be releasing. We may be teaching humans how to do that. We may not. We still are debating that, to be honest. But the spirals, and you hear other women, you're gonna hear other black women talk about fucking spirals. You're like, ah, God showed me all these spirals, and I saw all this code, and I was able to da 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 da. You're gonna see women talk about dreams of spirals. um, because it's gonna be so important for the new floodgating of consciousness that's gonna floodgate this planet. It is necessary for raising the vibration of this planet. And so at the 2 minute mark, you see Megan in this spiral with these women around, seven other women, seven sisters, you see them looking up at the sky, and they're obviously doing a ritual. That's obviously a ritual. And this spiral, which mimics you, and I presume these rocks are not just random placements. They look like constellations. If you ask me, some of these placements of these rocks around this spiral, so it's symbolic of the galaxy. But she's obviously been given that same revelation about the spirals from the primordial mother and how we're going to be operating. And she may, again, a lot of there are, which humans may not understand, is that there are orders that are interdimensional that have nothing to do with this planet. Um, and you know, again, this planet is so used to working in angles and working in mathematical equations, which they felt was like this was the best way to understand the universe. And it is an aspect of it. Math is certainly, ordered, and there is some ordered in the universe. But when we move into the age of divine feminine, this is chaos intelligence. Spirals are chaos intelligence, and this is how we've always communicated with one another. And um, we, this is, how do I say this? We built these spirals because it allows us to quantum leap faster. It allows us to quantum jump, and there's a mechanism for how you do that. Um, Again, I may be personally releasing this information or not. I haven't been necessarily given it. It's not that I haven't been given clearance necessarily from the obviously the ancient order of Kali, which we are the descendants of the dragon riders. We are the bloodline of this energy that obviously consists of the Yeshua, the Jews, which is a lot of the Jews in Africa, a lot of the Jews in America, the Black Americans, um, the bloodline of Yeshua, the archangels, the fallen angels by proxy, because we were all at one point together, um, as well as obviously the bloodlines of many of the Egyptian pharaohs and many of the freaking kings and uh, melanated Jew kings, King David, King Solomon. That's why you see Psalms 23, same symbols that he talks about having to protect himself, is the same symbols, the staff of Anubis, the crown and the staff, I'm sorry, the fell, the crooked, the shepherd's crook, and the flail, and the staff of Anubis. We just walked over the shadow, the valley, I walked through the valley, the shadow of death. It's the same thing in Egypt. It's literally the same thing. I'm going to be breaking that verse down. That verse is so deep; it's beyond anything you could ever imagine. But the teachings that were obviously um, in that particular psalm, it was written by women originally, by the way. It's pretty much it teaches you how to create a parallel universe. Psalms 23. Yes, it does. And it teaches you alchemy. It teaches you stages of alchemy, how to open your fucking pineal gland, and it literally, if you catch it, and I'll break that down. I will break that down, like Psalms 23 alone, and you got, let alone Psalms 19, Psalms 27. Like this is, and I'm telling you, I'm from the bloodline that wrote this shit, that did this, like we created this stuff, and so um it's gonna be some amazing times for humanity and for the other galactic beings that are coming through here. Because they already been here, but for some of us that decided to touch down because we wanted to um, help enlighten, and help give out information. We're not concerned with saving anyone, or we're going to save you, and we're going to No, we give you the information, and you will save yourself. And so Megan Thee Stallion is paying attention. She's paying attention as a woman, as a black woman. She's being independent, and please stay independent. And always monitor and watch if you get any deals and any contracts. If it's more than 3 pages out, don't even fucking look at it. Um, understand the law of water that is used by our government and the courts, and stay independent if you can. If she did this independent, like they are saying, and I don't have any reason to doubt it, right? And I see the symbolism and energy that she's working with, energy I feel from the spirit on the intuitive level. She's good. She's in good hands. She's rolling with the primordial mother, God, creator God, um, and that highest energy, and that is a higher level than the entities that are telling you that there are gods. Yeah. And again, she's she's protected. I'm pretty sure they try to come for her neck a couple of times, especially dealing in that industry. And the industry is nothing full of occultists, men who sacrifice black women to harness their energy. That's what that industry does that. And so she's found a way to protect herself and found a way to grow. Had her embarrassing moments, and she admits to being. I know what it's like to drink. I have been sober for 9 months, going on 9 months, or is it 8 or 9 months? I know what it's like to when she's speaking and being close to death and being, I know what this shit is like. I know what this shit feels like, and I know when you're at your lowest. Um, as a black woman, for those of us who are chosen, for those of us who may have forgotten our mission, who may have forgotten, like, okay, who the fuck we really are. And you will get pulled to the side by the great mother, the primordial mother, the Godhead, and you will be sometimes, with harsh love, but sometimes that energy is so loving and so fucking intelligent. Um, you feel that love more than anything, even if it is like, what did I tell you? Da da da. You know better. Da da da. You're not supposed to be doing da 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 da. Because I remember, I was getting all of my downloads from Kali Ma herself, but then Kali Ma took me to that primordial mother energy, which is what Megan Thee Stallion is working with. But I remember when I was dealing with spiritual warfare, how Kali Ma was like, we about to go to war. Stop all that motherfucking drinking. Like we about to go to we about to go to fucking war. Like what the hell is wrong with you? Doing all this fucking drinking, you know? And when she was talking about spiritual war, she's like, girl, these people is coming for you. She's like, they're not playing. Like whole ass organizations. And but when it got real, real, really, really bad, like when it was just like that's when the primordial mother stepped in, what you guys, call God or whatever, but we call grandmother, great mother. Uh, I ain't gonna even go what we used to call her. If you guys pick up on the cold, pick up on the cold, pick up on the cold. Um, you could just all call the Holy Spirit, and and we find it blasphemous when people come at that energy. Like, if you remember when Jesus was like, uh, you be forgiven if you come at the Son of Man, you come at me, whatever, whatever, fuck it. But if you come after that Holy Spirit, can't be forgiven. Now he's a bit dramatic. That's my brother. Being dramatic, but That's what he meant. Like it's black. It's like you're coming for anybody that comes for the people that energy protects. That's blasphemous as well. Like it's like what the fuck are you doing? And so that's what he meant when he was saying that. That what we call in our dimension, we call that like a Holy Spirit. It's like the hell. And so it's a bit hard. It's heavy. It's very, very heavy. But this is what Megan Thee Stallion is getting now. She's talking about her vulnerable moment, her very vulnerable moment, and she's expressing the disgust with the way people have treated her and how she had to hit rock bottom. But through the symbolism and through the shedding of the skin, and obviously talking about the transmutation period of the alchemy through the Ouroboros, it's a snake eating its tail and being rebirthed, and the divine feminine, the thunder, the spirals. Like she's putting it out there. Like this. I have power, and I'm developing knowledge of self and self awareness, and I know who the fuck I am. So, Megan, I think that that's dope. Um, I think it's dope. I love it. I really do, and I'm hoping that you stay independent and stay away from these devils. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of wickedness in that industry. They always talk about the I don't even how they watch my Bible verse, so I'm not even gonna repeat it. But yeah, they talk about wickedness in high places, wickedness in low places, because they try to come. That verse was a dig at us, at our order, and like we don't appreciate that. And so, um, yeah, the spirals, the this is I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. So I just wanted to do a breakdown of that because I watched that and I was like, whoa, you know, and I just had the energy. I had got excited. I got really excited, and so. Um, I did the breakdown, and so if you ladies have any questions, you can ask. But other than that, this is esoteric information, and I do expect you to have a little bit of knowledge of this stuff. If not, um, stay tuned and keep learning. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.